Hey, what is up, people? Now, depending on when this video is uploaded, what I'm talking about might be kind of relevant, or irrelevant, or something else. Something else indeed. Because I recorded a lot of videos, and the way I'm spacing them out is kind of weird, because I record them like a week ago and then upload them. I record some like 5 minutes ago and then upload them. It's very different because, you know, when I get into that inspiration mood, you know what I'm saying? It's just the ideas come flowing out of my head. So I take advantage of it. And this is something that has been something I've wanted to talk about for a while. I think this is going to rouse up a lot of discussion because the opinions on this matter are very varied. And well, how this starts out is in regards to Dragon Ball Z Ultimate Tenkaichi. As you guys know, the game's been out for like almost a month, 3 weeks, and you know, everybody's had the chance to buy it, to play it, to rent it, you know, to do the reviews, give their impressions whatsoever. And you know, being an anime game, being one of the most talked about, people thought that I would buy the game, which I told them no. There were a lot more high-profile games coming out this fall, like Battlefield 3, Uncharted 3, and of course Skyrim, which I'll tell you this, if you don't want to lose your life, don't buy Skyrim. Just don't. That game's gonna suck you in. Alright? Endless nights. Thank God winter break is coming up. Thank God. Yeah, a couple weeks, like 3 weeks. 3 weeks. 4 weeks. No, 2.5 weeks. There we go. No, 3.5 weeks. Yes. That's when I'll go OD on Skyrim. And so, just point blank, I didn't buy Ultimate Tenkaichi because honestly, I didn't think it'd be worth the money. It's an annual update. You know, I rarely buy annual games unless I'm really interested in them, or unless, you know, I have a history with the franchise. And frankly, the DBZ games honestly have not been interesting me a lot. Well, the ones on consoles anyway, they're just more of the same, cutting content, cutting corners. So I said eventually I'll get the game for Christmas or for you know, when I see a price drop, because there were just many factors why I didn't want to get the games. Just like looking ahead, I'm like, you know, that game looks more interesting than this one, so sacrifice have to be made. What do I have to say? And I actually came into some luck, because at my college we have a sort of entertainment lounge, you know, where you've got the 3D TVs, the surround sounds, Blu-ray players, and you know, one of the things is, since the entertainment lounge, there are a lot of gamers, and people bring their consoles, you know, PS3s, 360s, Wii's, and one of the games that really is popular is, you know, split screen multiplayer. You've got people bringing fighters like Blaze Blue, Mortal Kombat, and my friend actually ended up picking up Ultimate Tenkaichi, which I was like, dude, freaking cool. I can finally try it out without, you know, buying it. And so I played it for a couple of hours. You know, this is on and off, like not just one sitting, like maybe like 20 minutes at a time. When we went back to his dorm, we played it there, and then we hopped on Gifted Ninja Tyson 4. Fucking love that game. I'm falling back in love with it. And I did my impressions, you know, I kind of had it in my head, and it's been a couple weeks since I've played them, so I've sadly forgotten most of them, but from what I can tell you, I'm trying to wrap this up fast, because if I do a review, I don't want to say too much here. I will say that, as far as the fighting is concerned, the main gameplay, I was kind of disappointed in it, because it seems like it relies more on luck rather than skill, and who can time the attack faster. A lot of the characters really play the same. The roster was kind of disappointing, and I haven't played the game in like 2.5 weeks, so I've forgotten some things. The story mode really was the shining aspect about the game, because they told it in a way that honestly I could use somebody who's never seen Dragon Ball before, and they can enjoy it. I think they outdid themselves on that finally. And the hero mode, character customizer, was also sadly disappointing. Just didn't feel like they worked too much on it. It's like they gave us a bare bones experience. I'm saying worship? Really? Come on now. So the game overall to me, it felt average. I don't like giving games number scores anymore, but since this isn't a review, I can get by on a loophole. I would give it a 6.5. Okay? So that's just it. I'll talk more in depth in the video, so don't go off saying, you hate the game or whatever. No. So what this video is going to be about today is, given that they are probably going to do another Dragon Ball Z game, it's always self-explanatory. We've always had annual DBZ games, anime games in general, except for that increment between BT3, Burst Limit, and then Raging Blast, like a year and a half between all of them. If they were going to do another Dragon Ball Z game on consoles, given the past series that they have, what game would you like to see? Now there are 3 possibilities. three type of games they can do that are established. They have a series behind them. This isn't like a totally new concept, which I would love. But again, we're keeping this based off of prior franchises. You know, I'll do a whole video on that sometime later. But just for the sake of it, prior game franchises, and if you wanted to see a game, not if you didn't want to see, if you wanted to. Three possible games. First up is, of course, a sequel to Ultimate Tenkaichi, you know, because then they could expand on the character creator and hero mode and the roster and blah, 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 more cutting corners or whatever. That's always a possibility because they saw that a lot of people enjoyed it. So they could do that. There's a possibility for that, which I think out of the three, this one has the higher profile of getting a sequel. The second game is Raging Blast 3. You know, Raging Blast is it's a mixed bag because the reviews for them, they're like, they're pretty mixed between the games. A lot of people love the first one, a lot of people hate the second one. A lot of people hate the first one, but a lot of people love the second one, like me. They could do a sequel to that, and if they were going to, I think they should take the element of storytelling that they introduced in Ultimate Tenkaichi and incorporate it to that, as well as, you know, just more obvious tweaks and such. Better what if stories, I would love to see those, you know, not just like the generic ones against Satan and worship, and not the downright stupid ones. So if they were to do that, I'd enjoy it more so than an Ultimate Tenkaichi 2. And I do favor the Raging Blast style over any other established Dragon Ball Z game mechanic system. And number 3, and this is the one that I'm most anticipating, you know, as something they would do. What the hell is that person doing? And that is a sequel to Dragon Ball Z Burst Limit. Now, yes, I know I posted a review for Burst Limit like it's been like 2 years ago, almost 2.5 years. And in my review, I essentially stated that while it is a good Dragon Ball Z game, honestly, it is severely lacking in content and it reuses a lot of material. You know this for a fact. The cutscenes are literally reused. They just slap on a Goku paint, a Frieza paint. Drama sequences are overused. The character roster is severely lacking. 25 characters in Dragon Ball Z game, it's like, come on, you gotta have Cocoa Puffs with milk. It's like, you're gonna leave out these characters but put in those characters. It didn't make much sense. So on that point, it was disappointing. But the fighting mechanics, the fighting system was great. You know, it was a combination of Budokai, Shin Budokai. I greatly enjoyed it. I thought it was awesome. But again, the content and the overusing of things it just kind of killed it. So if they were going to move forward, if they wanted to truly fix the problems, because it's an underrated game and at the same time, it kind of deserves the hate. First off, the drama sequences, the reused cutscenes, scrap those, start from scratch. Redo everything, make it unique to each person who's in the cutscene. More often than not, it's just the same like model, and they just throw on a Goku paint. The obvious drama sequences, like everybody when they protect somebody, it's like, hold on, I'm coming, jump, and then they have the same kick style. It's like you can't add some innovation. You know, someone, if they have a tail, why can't they whack their tail against that person? You know, it's just something that's more of a pet peeve to mine, but I'm like, come on, it just felt like it took them 5 minutes to do it. And the story mode, go back to the style of Budokai. I, for one, loved Budokai's storytelling. The first one, anyway. It really provided you with an insight of Dragon Ball Z, something that was really interesting because it was told cinematic. You know, it wasn't just forced and slapped together like these recent games are. And they had all the notable scenes, and they had great background music. You know, it wasn't just of the wasteland. It was good music. So if they could somehow go back to that style, that'd be cool. That'd be cool. Gameplay, you should keep it the same because, you know, it's been established as something that is great. If you want to add a couple new mechanics in there, I'm open to that. Depends on what they are, though. And yeah, ump up the online, add rooms. You know, that's just one thing in these anime games they're missing, just rooms. You know, I want a room where I could just chill with all my friends. Spectator mode, you know, this is just something, if you want to be taken seriously as a competitive fighter, even though it's not trying to be, but for other people's sake, I like a spectator mode. And content, you already know, up the character roster, you know, just stop cutting corners, seriously. This is getting more and more irksome every single year. It's because people think that, oh, they are doing this because it's on a next-gen console, they have to make a profit. Well, what's always good for the developer and publisher is not always good for us gamers. Point blank, Activision, Point Blank Capcom. I mean, come on now. Resident Evil 5 and Lost Planet 2 are great examples of that. So, bottom line, if I wanted a sequel, I would want one to Burst Limit where they just overhaul it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this can be done. You really want to involve fans, then get involved with the fans. Open up a booth or a forum or whatever. Help us work on the next Dragon Ball Z game because we're the ones who end up buying it. Honestly. It's not like these games sell amazing. If they want more people to be interested, and for it not to be like another repetitive Dragon Ball Z game, because that's the general consumption. You walk into a Best Buy and everyone's like, oh, it's the 50th Naruto game that's come out this year. It's the 60th Dragon Ball Z game that's come out this week. If you want to actually appeal to more than just the standard niche of just the Dragon Ball fans, you gotta step up your game. And I'm not joking around, seriously. Because we're buying it, and if you're wondering why your sales are getting lower and lower, it's not because the games are getting completely shittier. It's not because people hate Dragon Ball. It's because they don't see that the love and effort is going into it. It's like, why should I buy this when in 8 months the sequel's coming out? It's something that's common occurring in the video game industry, and I'm annoyed by that fact, yet people accept it. Really. Really. Anyway, that's the end of this video, my friends. I hope you enjoyed it. Discuss, comment, tweet it, Facebook it, whatever. And I guess I'll leave you with this. I'm NGS, signing out, and I will catch you guys later. Peace.